think, but it's easy when you're by my side. No point in calling, you just have to see the fundamentals of our love tonight. Cause I've been looking at a photograph of you, and I've been thinking about all the ways you move. This isolation got me feeling like a movie, my love. Yeah, when I wake up, I feel empty, not beside you. My whole life been searching just to find you. This quarantine, it hasn't got the right to keep us apart. Killing time, we got nowhere to be. You're sending messages I can't ignore. No contemplating, come here close to me. I'm bored at home, can't leave the house no more. But I've been looking at a photograph of you, and I've been thinking about all the ways you move. This isolation got me feeling like I'm losing my love. Yeah, when I wake up, I feel empty, not beside you. My whole life been searching just to find you. This quarantine, it hasn't got the right to keep us apart. You, when I wake up, I feel empty, not beside you. My whole life been searching just to find you. Quarantine, it hasn't got the right to keep us apart.
Hey, how's everybody doing on this gorgeous Saturday in the South? It's beautiful out here today. Hope y'all are having a good Saturday. Sandy says, "Oh my God, I recognize this case now that I read your description. Watching a quick clip of the Dylan Rounds update, then I'll be back." Okay, great. We'll see you soon. Hey.com, howdy. Hope y'all are all okay. Hope y'all are feeling, yeah, awesome today. Uh, the sun's out. It's been storming bad for the last day and a half here, so had to be cautious when you go live, right? So yeah, I'll chit chat a little bit, and hopefully some people will trickle in. I didn't know that Coco was going to go live at the same time I was. uh, uh, I would have rescheduled, but such is life. Here I am. I go over here and see other comments here. Okay, I got some stuff I've got to pull up, so if you give me just 1 second while we let some people trickle in, I hope. If not, I'll just do my live and y'all can watch it later, right? There's a point to why I wanted to have it about this particular case. It's something that I think is a social problem um, among single women. Before I play the clip, I'll bring you up to date with what this case is about, and I'll read this real quick. Her name is Brittany Gosney, and her little boy's name was James. Her boyfriend's name was also James, which confused police. Let's see if we can find my notes here that I made this morning. As we wait for people to trickle in, I hope. Here we go. Did you upload pictures for me too, honey?
No, but I'll send them over right now.
Okay, please. Otherwise, I
I'm
don't have pictures of them.
I'm monetizing your broadcast right quick.
Okay. Yeah, I didn't know that Coco was going to go live, or I would have rescheduled. Let's see here. I hate pop-up ads when I try to research stuff, you know? No one's in here, so it's okay if you take your time.
Your monetize.com's here.
She had to go, I think. She said, don't think I've heard about this case. Oh, okay, good. She is. I'm trying to pull up a specific article, so give me just 1 second. Okay, real quick, please. Oh, I want to upload these pictures for you real quick. So, okay. This is a story. There's only 2 people in here, but I'm going to go ahead and jump to the story here. There's so many articles about it. I wish that I had. Hmm. You can go to her Facebook and get it if the ones I gave you don't work. Okay, Ohio mom allegedly abandoning then killing 6-year-old son. An Ohio mother was indicted on 16 counts. She's already been. This is an old case, but there's a rhyme and reason why I'm bringing this to light. In the death of her 6-year-old son, who police say was dumped in the Ohio River and has yet to be found. Butler County prosecutors indicted Brittany Gosney, 29, on 1 count each of murder, involuntary manslaughter, tampering with evidence, 5 counts of endangering children, 3 counts of kidnapping and abduction, and 2 counts of gross abuse of a corpse. Her boyfriend, James Hamilton, 42, was also indicted on 3 counts each of kidnapping, abduction, endangering children, tampering with evidence, and gross abuse of a corpse. James Hutchinson, 6, died while his mother allegedly attempted to abandon him and his 2 siblings at Rush Run Park in Preble County, Ohio, on February 26th. This is her. Since he can't get those pulled up, I'm going to see if I can. That's her right there. You can see that. Hopefully, y'all can see that good. Her name is Brittany Gosney. She's been tried and convicted. And I'll tell you why I'm talking about this older case here in just a minute. Constance says, stop by to show support. Can't stay these types of stories. I understand. This disturbed me. It came on while I couldn't sleep. And I sat up and I watched it, and then I couldn't sleep anymore. And I said, I'm going to do a show about this because this is a social problem. These young or middle-aged, whatever, lonely single moms bringing in this garbage to babysit their children and then choosing them over their children, letting them abuse their children because they got to have a man. We're going to talk about that part of this case today, and how I think that this is a rampant epidemic among our single moms, that they are so desperate to have someone there that can fill their shoes so they can go to work or help tote the load. Only when they get there, it's just another mouth to feed, right? Because they usually don't have a job, usually have an addiction. .com says, hey, Constant Sue, something to say. Alicia said, this case is new to me. I think she was tried and convicted just last year, so it's not that old. And thank you for coming, Alicia. I appreciate it. I think everybody's over at Coco's. They're talking about Mama T over there. Okay, so let me continue here. Hutchinson held onto the car. The little boy, okay, this is what she did. He says you got to get rid of these young'uns, her boyfriend, that she had only been dating a couple of months, and we're going to show his picture in a minute. This is one to write home to mom about. Hopefully he can get those pictures uploaded.
Yeah, I'm doing it now. They'll be there in 2 minutes.
So he says kids are getting on my nerves. They're being bad. They're getting on my nerves. Well, he said in the interrogation, she did too, that they had taken them to this park before to scare them. Abuse. Say, I'm going to leave you here because you just won't behave. And she tells them to get out and to use, hey, Beth, good to see you. Thank you for coming. I love her name. I love a sense of humor. Oh, thanks.com. I appreciate you letting me know that. Maybe somebody will come now. So, yes, this is her got to have this man, y'all. I'm going to just throw my kids away because mama, these are these beautiful babies. Look at these beautiful babies. One of them, when she said, y'all get out and use the potty. Hey, Coupon Madonna, good to see you. Thank you for coming. She said, this is mom right here, the redhead. She looks very young there, but yes. Yeah, I know, right? Okay, honey.
Okay, I'm trying to take it down and then I'm going to leave. They're in your overlays.
So he says, when they get on her nerves, she says, get out and use the potty. Well, they'd already caught on to it by this time. They weren't getting out of the van. And she said in her interrogation that she had to physically pull James out. And when she started to take off, they're at the porta potties and she starts to kick it. He's still holding on to the sliding glass door handle and it slides back, whoop, like I almost did. And he falls and busts his head wide open. And the police interrogator said, well, how much blood was it? Size of a basketball or less? She said, oh, yeah, definitely size of a basketball. What started out this small went to this big. And he said, how soon after that did you know the boy was dead? Oh, right away. And I'm going to show you how callous she tells the story. Showing her sociopathy, showing her narcissism. So she's going to dump these kids off at a park. Like, thank you. I appreciate that so much. I appreciate that so much. We'll have a good a birthday party. I appreciate that. Hey, Sarah. There's Sarah. Hey. Sarah is not feeling well today. If y'all would put prayers in the chat for her. She's not feeling well. Okay. So the kids get out and the little boy knows what's up. And he holds on to the door, goes back with the kick of and busts his head wide open. So she stops the van and gets out and picks the little boy up. And the kids are, oh my God. And she knows right away the boy's dead. And she says that she puts him in between the captain's seats in the van and then drives them all back home and says, what do I do? Now, her boyfriend's name is also James. I know it's a little confusing, but he is not the children's father. She's only been with this fool for a couple of months. And he says, if you don't want me to leave you, you got to get rid of the kids. But he said, he worded it, you and the kids got to go, or I'm leaving. That was what he said in his interrogation. But we all know how it probably went down. There was probably an ultimatum, right? Yeah. Man, I tell you what, there's no shame in that game, man. Woo! Workout corner. Hard, baby. Work it. Hey, hustling. Anyway, going back to my anyway, that's an inside joke, y'all. So anyway, for those that don't know what the hell I'm talking about. Put my foot up on the chair here. So he says, we take them there all the time when they're being bad, and we just do it as a scare tactic, which is also abuse. But this time it went awry. And so she takes them all back home. They said, what did you do with the corpse? She said, we carried him upstairs and put him in his bed, or in his bedroom. And they said, so what did you do after that? And she said that we put a cinder block on his chest so he wouldn't float. And we went and we threw him in the river. Well, his body's never been found, of course, because he's tied to a cinder block. Her other two kids, I'm sure, devastated, right? They're asking, well, what were the other kids? Well, they decide to call the law and say, we've been missing a kid for a couple of hours. Or either they walked into the police station. I'm sorry, scratch that. They walk into the police station with the other two kids and say, we've lost our kid. We can't find our kid. Well, they pull everybody in separate rooms and the children. And the children tell. They're like, well, he was bad the night before and he didn't get to eat dinner with us. They only gave him a piece of bread. And in the interrogation, she said that he had beat him upon the face and beat his body. And they said, well, how bad? And she said, well, pretty bad. Just like this. Hopefully I can share this interrogation with you in just a minute, but I want to get this out myself. My interpretation of it, my perception of it. I guess I need to put some trigger warnings up here, don't I? I need to put some trigger warnings up here, don't I? Where's my trigger warning? Did I get rid of my trigger warning? Copyright, fair use, tips, prayers, subject matter. There we go. Okay, so this is my interpretation and commentary on my opinion of the events. And so she's pretty much, her plan was, in the interrogation, was to leave these babies there like they're puppies, right? Like people do puppies. Yeah, I know, right? Thank you, .com. I appreciate that. And so I wanted to discuss with you people this epidemic. How many times do we pick up here in just True Crime Community? What if we weren't True Crime Community? How many we pick up and read, or our family members say, hey, did you hear about that? I mean, this is kind of rampant, right? And I watched Dr. Phil give statistics, and that was something I wanted to do today. For any of you young single ladies out there who are lonely, and I get, let me back up. I get that back in my time, there were social places to go. And you kind of interview the person before you start dating them, right? The club or the bar. I know that sounds sinful and shady and heathen, but think about it. At least at a bar, you're getting to see the guy, watch the guy's mannerisms, see how if he pounds back the beer. you're at least on some type of interview with the guy. But when people are meeting online, you don't know who's behind that, or however it is that people you feel are meeting each other. Something's going wrong where that interview process has gotten cut out, or the standard has lowered out of desperation, or hey Jimmy, I hope you're feeling better today. How are you doing? So, if anybody wants to come up and talk about this, I'll just drop this here. I know I'm like bouncing around here, but this topic just really is disturbing to me. And I'll tell you why it's so disturbing to me. I was one. I was a single mother. And I go back now that my daughter's been murdered. I go back and I think, should I have not done this, right? And a little bit of, okay, I'm glad to hear that. We're still praying for you. And, you go back and you're like, gee, did I have her? I'm going to give you these statistics here. When I was dating, did I have anybody around her that was like, right? Here we go. Where's my stats on single mothers? Okay. Child abuse is 40 times more likely to happen with single mothers. 40 times more likely. Okay. Here's some more surprising fact. It was crazy. Hold on one second. Sorry, let me put these up here for you. Yeah, prayers for you, Jimmy. Did you ever get your new insurance card? We need to help you with that, don't we? With making your. He's saying hey to you guys. Hold on one second. Find where my stats are. It was like 85% of children raised by a single mother will be abused. That's a lot. So, when you're thinking about bringing a new partner into the home, you have to think about, this is how Dr. Phil put it. You don't just have to worry about that man or woman that you're bringing into your home. You have to worry about their family members. What if you go to a chicken stew? That's what we do in the South in the fall. You go to family reunion, Christmas, holidays. You don't know those family members, right? So that opens up your child to a whole nother set of statistics where they can be abused, right? Then he said, you have to worry about that guy or woman's friends that come by, sit on the couch, whatever it is y'all go to church or whatever. You have to worry about them too. And everyone, hey Steffers, I got a link there if y'all like them too. I got a link there if anybody wants to come up and share your concern on this social issue with single mothers and single dads. That's single dads too. I'm seeing kids being abused or with dads too. So I mean, either one, right? Hey Nina. So, it compounds every time you bring someone new. Jimmy says, I got an appointment with a social worker and case manager to help me get an apartment. Yay! And all the help I need. Hopefully, we got to meet at when. Oh, that's awesome. Don't bring them there. That's right. Not everything is their business, you know. Um, yeah, definitely. So, okay, great. I'll put a new link since that was kind of buried when you have a minute. Anytime I know you're not feeling well. Um, I'll let her explain. Yeah, congratulations, Jimmy. You deserve that, man. And we're going to help you stay on them. That's got to happen, man. I mean, we ain't in no third world country. You deserve a nice home just like everybody else. Okay, Sarah says. Here, let's see. Oops, I hit the wrong one. Yay, pray for Jimmy. Jimmy, if you want to, when you meet your workers, one or two of us are willing to call on speakerphone and help you. Yeah. You're not alone, buddy. Hang in there. You are not alone. And all of us have felt like you felt the other day. Trust you me. There's been many a time, and I don't know what I would have done without my online friends. Some of them were childhood friends from school, but they really kept me from walking into the ocean. So, yeah. Okay, so, talking about these statistics, and then we see how often, y'all, in true crime, where it's a boyfriend or girlfriend that has offed them, abused them, or gotten rid of them, right? Awesome news, Jimmy. Praying it goes well for you. Yeah, definitely. Absolutely. We're here. Let's see. I'm gonna Census Bureau. Give me just 1 second. Nearly 25% of children in America live in a single family household, usually their mother. And here, 75% cohabitate and do not marry. Why is that? Why have people stopped getting married? I wonder why that is. And if people want to know, well, you didn't change your name when you got married, when it looks like you didn't remarry, but I did remarry. I just didn't take on his name. Um, I think that should be a choice. Let's see. One of the reasons why relates to the documented risk involved in bringing an unrelated adult male into the home, sometimes referred to as the abusive boyfriend syndrome. Wow, that's a syndrome now. I got to meet them at noon Wednesday, Sarah. Noon Wednesday, he meets with the social workers, and that's Eastern Standard Time, because they lose some benefits when they marry. Really? I didn't know that. Huh. I honestly thought I'm dumb. I thought it was because of the cost that they weren't getting married. Okay, so abusive, statistically greater potential for instability in homes when adults and children who have no biological connection reside. Comes down to the fact they don't have a relationship established with the kids. Their primary interest is really the adult partner, and they may find themselves irritated when there's a problem with the child. Of course, not all step parents or bonus parents struggle to bond or love the children. There are certainly many stories of blended families thriving. American Psychological Association, writing in Gotham Institute, affirms how critical it is for remarried couples to learn how to communicate effectively and not be afraid to discuss sensitive topics when they arise. About 20 to 25% struggle compared to 10%. If their parents find new partners, children are 40 times more likely than those who live with biological parents to be sexually or physically abused. I'm going to repeat that. If their parents find a new partner, children are 40 times more likely than those who live with biological parents to be sexually or physically abused. According to a Missouri-based study of children living in homes with unrelated adults, children are nearly 50 times as likely to die of inflicted injuries as children with two biological parents. That's disturbing. I know of couples who won't marry for that reason. You got to be kidding me. I thought it was because of the cost of a wedding. I'm dumb. I did not know that. This is very disturbing. These statistics to me are bothering. And when they say, well, what do you do when you're a single mom, you've got children, and you want to have a happy family? Well, you think about who you're having a child with. Right, guys? It's very disturbing. I'm going to show you this lady's interrogation. And she's just so matter of fact, like she just went to the grocery store. Oh, I just left my groceries there. Thank you all. This is Jimmy from the Bayou. Thank you all. Love you all for being the family I don't have here. I got to go get something to eat. Okay. I understand that. Yeah, okay. Let me see if I'm able to play this here without him here. Banners, brand. Hopefully I can figure this out on my own. Okay, this is her. These are the children. And this is the man that she's just got to have. This is her with her son that she murdered. Yep. And this is her in the interrogation room. She's so concerned. That's her being interrogated. She looks real worried, don't she? And this is her in court. Let's see here if I'm able to play this. I hope so.
All right, so this is what I need to know. In the middle of the night last night, okay, you went upstairs and you picked James up out of his room, and you went downstairs where your boyfriend was at. Tell me, and I'm not going to go into everything James has told me, okay? Because I'm still looking for you to be honest with me, okay?
Hold on, I'm removing the picture.
Tell me about that.
Sorry.
Tell me what happened after you picked him up out of the room and went downstairs.
He never cries. I mean, she never cries. That's him. She never cries.
I don't remember picking him up, taking him downstairs.
point.
Well, what did she tell you that happened, sir?
Well, I know that he's dead, and I know that his
This is
body's
what
somewhere,
she
and I need to
killed
figure
your
out. I'm wanting
husband.
right now
This
to recover his body is really important to me
piece of evidence.
because it gives closure to both of you guys. Okay, that's the.
So I wanted to show y'all how neither one of them was upset crying. Her right here. Yeah, that picture of her all laid back. Who does that remind y'all of? Does that remind y'all of another married couple that didn't act too upset? Yeah. I couldn't believe this one right here. She's frustrated. Well, in comments, when I went to their Facebook pages, says they were drug addicts, but I don't know if that's true. Yeah, I can only show parts of it without getting a strike, so I showed you what I could. We chopped it up, and I wanted to just show you pretty much their callousness from the interrogation, that they were just talking about like leaving, a bag of potatoes. Yeah, 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 yeah. It was like, and it reminded me of somebody else, right? We won't go into that other case that won't get solved. I made it back. Oh, there's Sarah. Smile. Okay. Sandy says, I made it back. I don't know how I friggin' managed to click around and lose my whole YouTube playlist queue sometimes. Oh, no. Well, I'm glad you're here.
What's going on?
Yeah. Let me turn this up so I can hear you better.
I missed the beginning.
Well, I was just talking mostly. So,
The case, though, it sounds pretty gruesome. When did this happen?
Yeah. Let me make sure I've got the right dates before I blurt it out. I want to say it was in 2020, 2021. But let me make sure, or 2021, and then she was sentenced in 2022.
I don't know what's going on, but
Right
the wind is so bad where I am right now. Like, my whole car is shaking. This is some crazy-ass wind.
They were saying it was like that in Kentucky day before yesterday, and then yesterday it hit us.
I just came out of I'm afraid to drive. My car is rocking. Marshmallow.
Let's see, he died on May 10th, 2021. So she would have sentenced last year. Let's see, Gosney told police she intended to abandon all three of her children because her boyfriend was pressuring her to get rid of them.
Damn.
Police said 6-year-old James Hutchinson, grabbed the door handle of the van as Gosney sped away. That's mommy. He's saying, Mommy, Mommy. And he grabbed onto the door handle, and you know how they slide on vans.
Uh-huh.
She said when it slid, like when it, kicked back, because she obviously hit accelerator.
Yeah.
For it to even do that, right?
Yeah.
He fell and suffered head trauma and died.
Oh my goodness. Well, they must have been going pretty fast.
Right.
She was just going to leave him on the side of the road?
Yes. Well, it was a park. She said, get out here and use the porta potty.
Yeah, that guy that looked like a real prize. She left 3 kids for that.
For that. I mean, come on, y'all. That's desperate.
What the hell?
I still think about him sitting in that big dark place and running after her. I know. Saying, Mommy, Mom, because she had done it before. She said that he even said this too, that they would do it as, a scare tactic so they behave. If you don't behave, I'm going to leave you here.
Okay.
Only they really did it. I would go back hours later and get them.
That's messed up. It
gets worse, but I didn't go into the gore of it because some people in chat said it was bothersome. But he had hogtied them the night before, all 3 of them, and put them in a closet.
What?
Yeah, and duct taped them. Or no, he put dirty underwear in their mouths. That's what it was.
Can you imagine any man letting any man do that to your kids?
Well, What? Okay, okay. Now, I'm gonna tell on myself. There's only 6 people in here. I'm gonna tell on myself. World Wide Web. Oh, there's only
All right,
six people. There's only six people listening. I've dropped acid. I've done cocaine. I've smoked crack. I've smoked weed. What drug the hell are you on, lady? That this makes good sense to you? That this is a good idea?
right?
What are you on? And how big is his that you just gotta have him?
Yeah.
I gotta know, y'all. Because, did your mama not teach you about masturbation?
Yeah.
It's a lot better and takes a lot less time. You don't have to put on makeup unless you want to for yourself. Put on Marvin Gaye, light some candles, and you and Fred go to town, buddy. You
Right?
know what I'm saying? I mean,
Or
I don't mean to get crude, rude, and unacceptable here, but it's just the basic facts of life. What are you doing, lady? What are you on? I've been drunker than hell. I've been higher than hell. And I never lost my wits about me like that, right?
she's got to have some deep psychological issues. That's no prize right there. Maybe she was so low with the psychological issues, clearly so low self esteem that she thought she couldn't get anyone else. I mean, there's got to be something really wrong, obviously.
Another social problem. If that's the problem, man, dude, y'all need to get a grip. You know what I mean? Y'all need to start looking at some chunky women as being hot and get rid of these stupid skinny bitches on the damn runway. And let's make society, so that women don't feel that desperate. And y'all need to accept the fact we're curvy and over in Greece we're sexy.
I mean, that's just a guess, maybe. I don't. I mean, I just can't imagine what would cause anyone to do that. So clearly, she's not in her right mind.
Yeah, right here is another Sandy. This is what she looks like right here. This is her.
And we're talking about
So
abuse statistics too. So he wasn't the father, right?
no, she said in the interior, this is what got me too. She said, I had to leave their father because he was always threatening to kill me in my sleep.
Oh, okay. So go find a thing that tortures your kids. And then yeah.
Yeah, and this is also what she said when they said, did James, her new boyfriend, did he ever strike the children? She said, yes, but he never put a hand on me. Yeah.
Oh,
He
okay.
beat the hell out of the children. She didn't say that, but she's like, they said, well, how bad did he beat them? She's like, he would pound them in the face with his fist.
She must have attachment disorders or something possibly.
Totally what I told my husband. Exactly. He said, how can she talk so cavalier? I said, she's detaching. She's detaching. And she even referred to her son as the kid.
Does she have
The
like
kid.
attachment disorder or something? Like something ain't right.
But they did call her a sociopath.
Yeah, that's true.
There she is. That's the little boy right here I've got up with her
And him too.
that she murdered.
What the hell? Well, I
So
hope they're
freaking
both clear.
sad.
Have they been sentenced and all that? This was a
Yeah.
while ago, right?
Yeah, I'm gonna tell you what the sentencing was. She got 21 years to life, meaning after she served 21 years, she can apply for probation. But it's 21 to life. And then he got let me see what he got. James Hamilton sentencing. He was sentenced to a maximum of 19 years.
What?
Yeah, he got 19, but he's old. I mean, he's what, in his 40s already? Yeah, he's 43. So add 20. I mean, come on. He ain't gonna get out.
Okay, there was somebody that did a story recently. I can't remember who it was. That there's a guy in prison and he's in jail for life for stealing. Life for stealing at a store, I believe. Hold on, I'm just paying for my coffee. 1 second.
What did he steal? What did he steal? A police car? Maybe he stole a cop car. Random but Dollar General clearance sale this weekend, 50% off, an additional 50% off lots of stuff. Where do you got coupons at?
Dollar store? I always forget about that place. I was just about to go in there too before I came up to see what they
Dollar
have.
General, 50% off plus another 50 with a coupon.
Yeah.
Well, wouldn't that make it free?
I gotta go find penny things that Donna does.
What did they steal that they got live?
Now, I really wish I could remember who it was because they wanted to like fight to help them. First I thought it was Chase and Justice, but I gotta remember who did this story because it's absolute insanity. I think it was like his third time shoplifting or something, but it might have been a jacket or something like that. But the whole case
Wow.
doesn't make sense. You got these people that kill the kid and they can get out, and this guy has life. It doesn't make sense. Somebody's gonna. I'm gonna find
It's
that
so
story.
weird. I know.
Maybe
When
someone in chat. No, maybe
well,
somebody.
I'll tell you what I know. When shit went down with my daughter, we got schooled on felonies, and they said we went into the judge's chambers, and they showed us this chart. The lawyer showed us this chart,
Yeah. Well,
and if you have so and so falls in this felony, and then so and so falls under this felony, A, B, C, D, E, F. And if it's a class F, you get this much time. And like they have to go by that chart.
I was hoping
Because
somebody.
I was like, because I was like, he better get time. He better get life. He better, which he did get life plus 14. We really won. I mean, the judge told him, son, after you die, you got to come back and give me 14 more. So I couldn't have been more happy with that, right?
Yeah.
But I had to fight for it. I had to get out there, show my ass, and let people talk bad about me and make fun of me online. And that's probably where I got tough about people trolling me. They called me everything in the book when
Right.
your daughter shouldn't have been there. Why was your daughter even hanging out with him? And I got blamed for everything,
Yeah, of course.
So, I got a tough upper lip, after it, hurt my feelings. I went into a mental hospital, and then I got out a couple times, and now I'm like, yeah, I can take that shit,
Yeah. You've already been through worse. I said you've already been through worse. I mean, what else? Possibly, like you said, what else could be done?
Yeah, that's pretty much how I look at it. There's like nothing I can't get through now.
I'm
She
really.
said,
I wish I
it
could
isn't
remember who
about
did that.
sex, it's about codependency. Huh. I appreciate your compliment, Truth Hurts.
Yeah.
Yeah, growing up, my sister, that I was very close to, she was very comical, in a Roseanne Barr kind of way. And I would joke with her and say, "You should be a comedian, man. You remind me so much of Roseanne Barr," because she just said it like it is, and no beating around the bush. And when I was a kid, we grew up 3 doors down from the church, and there was always shh, shh, don't talk about that. Shh, don't talk about that. And Joan was like, well, I'm gonna talk about it. And because she did, we were able to work through a lot of stuff, and because she and my oldest sister Kim, they both were into psychology, and it was like read self-help books so you don't turn out like mom. Read all these, about codependency.
Yeah.
So on that note, do y'all think that these sorts of things shouldn't be in college, that they need to be in high school? If you think that you might be bipolar, XYZ, because I know I was showing signs of bipolar in my teens. I got so infatuated. I stalked boyfriends. I had relationships with them that were totally in my head and completely delusional. And I wish that like they had talked about that kind of stuff then, so you could prepare for and identify yourself when it's happening to you. Like, am I too attached to this guy? Is this guy really good for me? because I do all that self-analysis now that I've read this stuff, now that I've been through this stuff. But to save people in their 20s that just start going through it and they become obsessive to the point they are addicted to that person. Don't y'all think that some of this should be talked about
Well,
way before opting to take the class in college?
I think that the difference is now, like, say when you or I were in school, I think the schools have identified and are definitely more proactive in identifying at-risk children and seeing these sorts of psychological issues. And they do refer them. They all have their own guidance counselor, and a lot of them go have weekly meet and greets, whatever you call it. They go have lunch with them and stuff like that. So the teachers are more trained and aware, and they will, send them to these guidance counselors who identify this stuff, and they can make proper referrals to the families and all that. And I think that they do that more than when we were in school, for instance. I mean, I just think so anyway.
It's interesting. When my sisters were in high school, it was the 70s, and they had a psychology and a sociology book. And I don't remember ever having that in school.
Yeah.
And I was in class in the 80s.
I thought there is some psych in high school, but things are constantly changing with the times too.
But gosh, wouldn't it be awesome if my trans femme daughter had this, and maybe college wouldn't have been an opiate addiction, then kratom, and all that would have been bypassed if that had been, well, this might be what's going on. This, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yep.
We don't have that awareness, and that's so sad. That leaves us alienated, and like when I was going through it, I knew I wasn't normal. I knew what was happening to me wasn't normal. So I retreated and I just started partying. You know what I mean? I was like, I know that I'm having this relationship in my head with this guy. And it was almost like an adrenaline rush at times. Well, that was the mania, right? And then the hypersexuality, where I pretty much slept with anybody that would have me because I was so codependent, and I looked to them to give me affirmation that I'm worthy of love. You know what I mean?
Well, I do know that. I mean, I think maybe I'm fortunate in an area where the school systems are pretty good. Like, there. I mean, even in the elementary, for instance, there's children that go and will have lunch once or twice a week with the guidance counselor, for lunchtime. And I know a neighbor of mine has a child that's displaying signs of bipolar already years ago. So she's already been, identified and does visit with the counselor and stuff like that. And that they made referrals to what do you call it, home therapy and stuff like that, outside therapy, outpatient. Just I know they start really watching in the elementary, and there's a lot of groups and stuff for people, bisexual, gay. They have a lot of support and a lot of groups for that in the school systems too, in the high school.
Yeah. How's your eye, by the way?
Very quasi. I'm on my way to get my steroids, and then hopefully
Oh,
see better. So
what
it
was it?
appears that because my other eye is starting to, which would be bad if they're both swollen shut. I'm hoping the steroid will knock it out. It's probably from when I was painting a couple days ago. I started. I think I'm allergic to the primer. I'm not going to use that.
Oh,
I
bless
used
your
it.
heart.
I used it outside, but just being around it, I think, is what caused this. But it could have been worse. I just wanted to rule out staph or anything like that because it's so bad that I have a like that swollen sac underneath my eye, even in the under eye area. I've never seen that before, so I can still see out of.
Speaking of all that, Gypsy, please watch John Crimes. Caitlin, oh my God, it's all of how you described yourself.
Write that down.
John Crimes.
It's a good tip.
Hopefully, if everything goes right, my husband's out shopping at the Five and Below with Charlie when they get back. If everything goes well and they bring back money for me, I'm gonna go to the bin store and
Well,
videotape that too, or go live rather. So hopefully this afternoon.
oh, you know what?
He wants to go to the flea market. Would you want to see that too?
Yes.
Okay.
I'm about 200 feet from a really cool thrift store. It's kind of pricey, but thanks for reminding me. I'll stop by there with Quasimodo eyeball. Like,
You deserve it.
yeah, why not?
Yeah.
They're funny, but it's all good.
Not to get too personal here, but I will. Um, when I was growing up, like I said, I grew up. My grandfather, my mother's father, was a preacher, a Southern Baptist preacher, almost like an evangelist. All right. So it was. How do I explain it? I mean, there was no rated R. There was nothing pornographic, no alcohol. It was straight and narrow. And then I move in with my dad, which was the complete polar opposite. Yes, he was a police officer, but he also drank. He was ALE, so he was, privy to a whole lot of evidence. You know what I mean?
Right.
From the moonshine stills in Wilkes County. But my point is, there was HBO, which was R-rated. There, so in my 12-year-old mind, that was
Skinamax.
as close to porn that I'd ever seen.
Oh yeah, Skinamax came on at night too.
Right. And so then when I was going through my puberty at my mother's house and had not been subjected to any of that yet, she made us not on purpose, but she made us sort of like, you wait till you get married. You wait till you get married. You wait till you get married. And that was your sex talk. There wasn't anything about this is what this does and this is what that does and this is what it's going to be like. There was none of that. So and it was almost like shame. Do you know what I mean? It was sinful. So you didn't talk about it. You tried not to think about it. You tried not to look at it. And so when it was time for me to start dating and that sort of thing, and I had urges, I didn't know anything about masturbating. And so you're always looking for a boyfriend, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So it's like, if that had been taught, my mother certainly was not going to teach it. No, I don't think it should be taught in school, but somehow there should be some, I don't know, because I don't agree with it being taught in school, sexuality. I don't, because that's such a private thing. Mm-hmm. But I wish that the stigma of all of that, it got me into a lot of trouble. I wound up pregnant as a teenager twice. I kept one, and the other one, I had to go through a devastating abortion that I didn't want, that scarred me for life. But I later thought that was a form of birth control. My morals were really screwed up. By the time I was 16, 17, my morals were screwed. I was so confused. And so I wish that there had been some sort of, person, whoever that person might be, that would have sat down with me and said, you don't have to have a partner for that. And I would not have gotten into a lot of abusive relationships if that stigma hadn't been there. And if I hadn't known that it's okay and it's better that you touch your body than you let him. He's going to hurt you. You know what I'm saying? I wish that there had been some sort of conversation then, and so much strife in my life could have been avoided, because I would have looked to myself to please myself rather than outside myself. Does that make sense?
Yeah, no, it makes sense. It does totally make sense. You probably were in a culture shock too, from going from such a strict environment, dealing with your psychological issues that you didn't know about, and then going into your dad's care where everything was different too. That was probably a bit of a shock.
Total culture shock. When I lived with my mother, it was a Southern Baptist household, fried chicken on Sundays and popcorn and Lawrence Welk on Saturday night. I mean, it was very G rated. And then when I moved in with my dad, it was entertaining. It was a lot of entertaining, a lot of social light type stuff where you've got to have this. Well, you've just got to have this, and you better have name brand. And they gave me a makeover. They redid my hair. They gave me earrings, things that I'd never had in my life. Designer clothes. Everything was, because you had to look a certain way when your dad was in the position that he was in, and it was like complete culture shock.
Yep, sounds like it.
Yeah. And so it was like I had questionable identity, and I wonder if my identity issues spilled over into my children's.
Yeah.
A lot of things that could have been avoided had resources been available. Like, I know that there's always been conflict. Now, I am a Republican. I'll say that right here, right now. But I do agree with some Democratic things. Like, if it hadn't been for Planned Parenthood, they did not perform abortions in my city. They did not. But they did give me birth control, which kept me from getting multiple pregnancies in my teens.
Right.
Had they not been there, you know what I'm saying? I'd have a house full of youngins. So they serve their purpose, I understand that some people are, they don't like the things that they do, but maybe there should be another resource that doesn't do all the things that they do, but another resource where we can turn to that, do have the morals, but also the resources. You understand what I'm saying? And the education that go along with it.
Yeah.
It's just a whole lot of strife could have been avoided if our young women knew it's okay to satisfy yourself, and it's okay to walk away when you feel degraded, and it's okay to not have a man.
I wonder if a lot of that's more common in a strict environment too, like the way you were raised with your mom, religious. I think that could be pretty common.
Hmm.
I wonder how much of that is an effect of that,
Right. It's a lot of interesting, social that have ramifications.
Yeah, long lasting effect too. I wonder, didn't you also, before I came up here, see, I was trying to look at printers just to price them out for when I get another one, and I thought you said something about 40% of children are abused with a man that's not their dad. Is that what you were saying? Was that something you were asking
They're
about?
40 times more likely.
40 times?
40 times more
Damn.
likely to be sexually abused.
That is insane.
40, that to me, if I knew that today, I would stay single, and I would have never brought men into my home. No offense, Ken, but you know what I mean?
Edmund.
Not you.
He's back. I never realized it was so high. I mean, I grew up in a household that, was one parent.
40 times more likely to be sexually assaulted or physically abused.
I thought you meant all forms of abuse. I didn't know.
Sexually or physically.
Oh, okay. Physical was in there too. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I was abused, and my house was just a mother mostly with boyfriends. So it's true for me. That's crazy. 40 times though. Jeez. I thought you said 40%.
No. And it said, what was it, about 85%? Hold on a second. Dr. Phil was talking about this on his show one day, and I thought, holy cow. He says, well, let me put this in terms for you. He said, you don't only have to worry about that dude or that chick. You got to worry about when you go to the chicken stew this fall, their family members. When you go to the ball game this holiday and they bring their friends, you've got to worry about everybody around that guy or that woman, not just him.
Absolutely.
And here we go with Candace and Summer. They're saying it was someone that they were associated with.
Yeah.
So, and boy, can we see how that happened there.
Yeah, that whole neighborhood, from what I remember, was swarming with them anyways, with RSO.
I want to know how many aren't. How many aren't RSOs?
Right. It was really odd. Like, why are there so many in one area? That's weird.
What do you think?
It's freaking strange as hell.
It is.
Now, I think there's some kind of a search coming up on the 17th of March, but I'm not sure why or what or who. But I do know that I saw there were some people invited, a very low amount of people, to this new search on the property of the Wells. And there will be police there to enforce, to make sure other YouTubers and unwelcome, uninvited people do not try to go.
I didn't watch this, but I saw that Prayer Garden's title was, "Why aren't you going to go on Steve Wilkos now?"
Who?
I love Steve Wilkos.
I
would love for them to go on that, wouldn't you?
I don't know what that show is.
Steve Wilkos?
Yeah, I have no idea what that is.
He used to be the bouncer for Springer, and he's an ex-cop, ex-Marine, and he brings people on to do polygraphs.
Oh, okay.
And he gets to the bottom of it. I guess you would call him like a forensic type talk show.
Okay.
Where they come on and they say, "I think you raped my baby." They're like, "I didn't rape your baby." And they're like, "Well, let me do it about," and then they do the thing, and then they beat each other up when it comes back they did. And then he presses charges. He helps press charges and helps, advocate for you if the test comes back that they did do it.
I had no clue.
Yeah, he's a cool guy. Steve Wilkos. Check him out.
Okay, and I'm gonna check out this person your chat keeps talking about. It seems like a couple people mentioned him. John Crimes.
John Crimes.
Looking for a pen so I don't forget. I like finding a new person,
I am listening with a straight distraction on account of I crap my pants. What the hell? Sandy says, we have the greatest group of people, man. You know what? I stay cracked up, man. I want to know, y'all. I got it. She said, wrong comment. Was this supposed to go in a different chat?
Was that supposed to be a text to somebody? Did you just tell us something too personal?
Oh my gosh. I was at Walmart yesterday, y'all, and I was so tempted to buy a gypsy action figure Barbie.
You should have bought that.
They didn't look like me. They were all way too dark, if you know what I mean. I might have to go to a different side of town.
Okay, well, I just pulled into a thrift shop, so I'll be looking when I go in.
Yeah, please do. So, and then you got to buy clothes. It kind of gets pricey. The doll was like 10, and then the outfit is another 10. But the action figure of Ernie, I want to know, is that really Ernie?
Oh, I saw that
or is it Indiana Jones?
That was on somebody's picture, right, for their channel. I saw that like on a cake. Something. Somebody posted that on a cake, I think.
Jimbo posted it the other night, and Judo says, "Is that He said, "Is that life size?" So I said last night, "If it's life size, does it come with a warrant?"
My goodness, a little document, mini one.
A little mini warrant. But it had a hat and everything. I was like, "Is that Indiana Jones or is it really Ernie?" Because it looks like both. So I don't know.
Maybe it was painted. I don't know. I'm gonna have to go back.
I know, man. That's funny. Hilarious.
Oh,
We do have a fun group. So would she say no? No, I didn't think she would highlight it. Sorry. Sorry about that.
Oops.
What the hell? Isn't that what Rap says? What the hell?
What in the hell?
Oh, he's funny. He said one time, I may have already said this, but it cracks me up every time I think about it. I don't know why. But if Bob and Laurie can laugh at it, I guess it's okay that I do. But he was roasting Bob one day, and Bob goes, "Rap, I'm a good father. I've taken care of my kids all my life." He goes, "Yeah, but you never saw them."
I feel like I think I heard he pokes fun at himself too, but I just couldn't do that.
No.
That now.
So funny. So what are you doing today besides the hospital, doc in a box?
Me? I'm getting
Yeah.
pick up my steroids, but first I'm going in this thrift store I just pulled into because you reminded me of thrift stores, and I'm like, I'm gonna try buy one.
You
Might as well go
you
in there.
should show us what you're seeing.
I
You want to
could.
go live? I'll turn off if you want to go live.
I'm not gonna go live yet. I'm trying to think about that. I'm thinking about. I'm like, I just paid my StreamYard bill, and I
Yeah, I did
realized
too.
I didn't even. I didn't. Yeah, like maybe it was yesterday. I didn't even use it for the month, and like with all the crap going on, it made me not want to. So I'm not sure. Or maybe I can make a video and then post it. Maybe I'll do that. I don't know if anything's cool here. I gotta put on my Bluetooth though, so everyone can't hear. I got my I usually wear one earphone.
I had Ken order me a muffler for the microphone. I hope it helps because I noticed all the professionals were using a muffler. Because
Is
to
it
me, I sound like I'm in a hallway.
is it that furry thing that people have on their mic? It looks like a pom pom or something.
Well, they come like that, or you can just get the foam.
Yeah,
Like,
some people's microphones sound really good.
yeah, I think Ricky's has the best sound.
Ricky, who's I don't know who that. I think Josh, his sounds pretty good on the lab.
Yeah, yeah. I even told him that one night.
I don't know what he has. It sounds expensive. I don't know anything about microwave. See, I just said microphone. I mean microwave. See, maybe my brain's swelling with my eye.
This has nothing to do with anything other than I just wanted to tell Southern Girl that she's cute as a button and she should, move that avatar. She's cute as a button. And if she's insecure about dark circles, I went to a modeling agency when I was 11 or 12,
Mm-hmm.
and they told me, they said, you have these dark circles under your eyes from allergies. It's from allergies, not from being abused. So whoever made fun of her for that, that's not what
Some people have
causes it.
it.
It's allergies. And they told me, if you could cover that up, come back and let's see your photos. And I did, and I got a gig doing bathing suits by my cousin's pool. So don't let people, a lot of people have that, especially in the South with allergies. And I know
Let me
that
ask
you're
you about
in the South, and I'm sure that's probably why she has them too. It's from allergies, not from.
Well, I'm not sure about that. Now, let me ask you. You had yours. Did you take allergy meds and then it went away, or did you use some sort of foundation?
They don't go away. They don't go away. It's hereditary, but
It's
they're
genetic.
prominent because of your sinuses. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
But
It's
mine are
common in my
really
family
bad.
too.
The older I get, they're really bad, man. If I didn't have this makeup on, I look like, ugh. But yeah, it's very common, and I think she's cute as a button. She should not. And I used to pay a lot of money for curly hair. I went and got and it took hours to get that spiral perm like she has naturally. Girl, show
Oh
that
my god!
off. I think she's
I remember I bought the
always thought
permanent.
she was cute as a button. Yeah. You know when it
Yeah.
burnt your eyes when they were rolling it?
So with my swollen eye, it looks. I just told the doctor she almost fell over laughing. I'm like, oh, I had to pull the mask down to show her my circle area, under your eye. I'm like, I don't know what this. How you said it was the tear duct or whatever. I said, I'm just telling you now. It looks like I got bad filler done. It all pulled up because that's what it looks like. you know? I don't know what the hell is wrong with it, but
Would you ever have that done?
I don't think I don't. I'm scared of some of that stuff because like I just was watching. I clicked on I don't know if it was a short, which led me to another thing. Something on here I watched, and apparently a lot of people are reversing their fillers that they got under their eyes, and they're using a product to get rid of it. Because eventually I think some of them sag or gather after a certain amount of years. So people are using a new product to get rid of that and trying other things. So there's always another product on the market, but there's this plastic surgeon. I saw a short on here, and he does this facelift called it's called the Vertical, and I think it's 70
Mhm.
grand to have it done. 70 grand. I've seen people instantly look, and I'm not joking, 25 years younger instantly from this procedure. I don't know what this miracle doctor does, but it's amazing. But you need 70 grand. Maybe it's 80 or 90 actually. I don't know. So it's only for the rich. Like,
You
oh
know,
yeah.
when I have a moment of clarity and I realize we don't have much time left, and why am I acquiring all this junk just for my children to have to sort through when I do go? And so I was telling my husband, we should probably start thinning things out. We're getting up there. Let's not kid ourselves. We're acquiring things, and they're the ones that are going to get stuck having to go through it all. And in that thought, in the same adage, why would you go spend that much and have all that done when you don't have much more time left? You know?
Um, because there's a need in to outdo one another for a lot of people. I feel like,
Yeah.
and it's the jealousy thing. You'll see someone else that does it, and that need to look younger and get your youth back, I guess. And these women that I've seen look, you can feel it just comes off of them that they have the confidence restored. I'm
Hmm.
gonna try to find. I wish I could find that again so I could show you because it's really truly amazing. This guy does gifted.
Like Kanye's mother,
Our
when
lady,
she had that
lady,
scares me. And like when I had to have when I tried to get my belly button pierced, my body rejected it. And like when I wear earrings, my body rejects it. And you know how I have the paradoxical effect. I don't think that my body would receive it.
yeah, healing. You have to probably be a good healer. They would go over everything. You have to be a candidate, I suppose, and rich.
Now let me say this,
Yeah,
Sandy says.
yeah,
When
it's right.
when we talk about vanity, I do think that some level of vanity is a must to be in a civilized society, so that you have good hygiene, so that you do, keep a clean appearance, so that we look civilized. And I think that there's been a decline in
Yeah,
that.
yeah, I
And
do too.
it's yeah, it's gone from like well, hygiene and neat appearance to obsess. You're either one or the other. You're either wearing your Hello Kitty pajamas everywhere you go, your hair's a mess and no makeup, or you're overly concerned about it. There doesn't seem to be an even keel anywhere. It's
Nope.
like the is it the 90s when grunge hit and emo hit? it seems like, and also Casual Friday was all in the 90s, all happened right about the same time. And the decline in our appearance, go shopping anywhere, the
Go to
mall
Walmart.
even now.
Go to Walmart.
Yes. If I'm going to the mall, I don't go if I can't dress up because I might run into somebody I know.
Magnum.
Look, you're supposed to be shopping. Why are you obsessed with me?
Well, there's a rise in
Stalker.
depression. There's a rise in depression. A lot of what could I say? Manifestation of C virus. And depression and isolation makes a lot of people not care. I think. I feel like it's
It's only
probably
because I have a YouTube channel that I have started to wear makeup again. And I
really.
can't tell you, yes, I have been in such what you just said, a bad depression.
Hmm.
And my husband's been taking me shopping to get makeup like ever so often when I can afford it. And unfortunately for him, I found the place to get it cheap,
I saw
which
that.
is Marshall's or
What's up with
Ross or TJ Maxx. Man, I had name brand stuff for $2.99,
why was it so
$3.99.
cheap? Is it? I wonder. I didn't.
Christmas colors,
Oh,
Christmas and Valentine's Day colors.
yeah. Like who cares about the different? Yeah. I mean, how would anyone even what
Yeah,
you're
the
wearing?
packaging is Christmas or Valentine's Day. I couldn't give a shit.
Yeah, I couldn't either.
But yeah, I mean, like I'm wearing church clothes I've had for years because I've been in my damn pajamas. I mean, I could go back and show you pictures. And I used a makeup app and all my pictures that you've seen over the last 10 years. So, like, ever since Amanda died, being in a house full of guys, you're not motivated. There's not perfume in the air like it was when she was here, and my sister was here, and my mom was here, and my best friend was here. Now it's just me and the guys. It smells like sweaty feet all the time.
Sorry, Stedman.
No matter how much incense I burn, it's like
I tend to gravitate towards the more comfortable stuff. I have nicer things in the closet, and I'm always like, I don't want to wear that. That's too fancy. That's just me, though. I'm like, that's too fancy. Like, I don't want to stand out almost, I guess you could say. Like,
yeah, we stand out now, right? I
I
know.
feel like I'll draw attention if I wear the fancy stuff.
I don't want people to envy me.
Don't look at me. Don't look at me.
Look away, I'm hideous.
Right.
But I'll tell you, and my husband and my brother, they both were like, "You're going to go on cam?" And I was like, "Yeah." And they were both shocked because I've been so depressed and didn't wear makeup, and I haven't been Cynthia in
So
years.
does this make you feel better?
Yes,
That's good.
yeah,
I like that.
and it gets me out of the damn bed. I'm going to start to cry.
Oh, that's nice.
It gets me out of the damn bed and gives me a reason to, what I mean?
You wouldn't even know. You do look good on camera. I mean, it seems like your thing. So yeah, maybe it was meant to be.
I appreciate that. But I was thinking about don't get mad at me, but
No,
I was thinking that this morning in the shower. I was like, I would have never have had the confidence to do this if Ernie hadn't said, I need y'all to start your own channels.
hmm.
And I even knew when he said that, he probably wants us to help him troll, right? But him putting that plant and that seed in my head that, hey, I could do this. I could be of, some importance again. I could, and then I'm leaving something to my kids. They're not going to go through that photo album. They could care less about the stuff I've collected through the years, but this will be a legacy that they can go back and watch. And my youngest son, he's only 13, and he has a buddy. And he said, just so you know, my buddy subbed up to your mom. I was like, he did? And the other night, he's like, he got real all into your show the other night. I was like, he did? I was like, yeah, he
That's
really
cool.
likes
Oh, that's something else.
So, hey, Aiden.
That's cool.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's awesome. But yeah, And then I see other women start to do it. You know, even like Nicolina is wearing makeup again, and like I see other people starting to do it. And White Rabbit has gone on camera. Man, is she pretty?
Yeah,
And it's like, you know, it feels good again. You know,
yeah. Sandy says she used to do TV commercials and print ads. Huh.
where's that at?
Towards the bottom, three comments up, and yeah, that too.
I do feel better with nice hair. Yeah, yeah. I mean, I when we were living out in the country
One,
on that farm, you wouldn't have recognized me. People did not, and that was the point. I wanted some. Let's see if I can say this word right. Anonymity, because I was mourning my daughter,
yeah,
and
right.
I didn't want people to know who I was. So, like now that I'm back in my home city, and people are starting to recognize me, I don't want to embarrass my family. So, I mean, they'll be like, "You're Tom's daughter?" It's like, yeah, you know, what happened, honey? What happened? You know? So I know that I'm representing my whole family now. You know, now in the country I wasn't, but here, you know, you know what I mean. I don't want to embarrass my family. But sometimes, man, I was looking rough, you know, and I let myself spread out. I did. I let myself spread. I got up to like 240. I just didn't care, you
Yeah,
know.
I think that's natural considering the circumstances. You know.
She said, model the Hello Kitty pajamas, damn it. He's supposed to be shopping. I don't see where she said that about. Oh, here it is. I used to do TV commercials and print ads. I've seen both extremes of it. Sandy said when I sold franchises, they were cheap. The company that I worked for was somewhat. No, I shouldn't say that because they took very good care of me. But when it come to like, you know, furniture, it was in the 80s and that sort of thing. So everything that was kind of behind the times, and here it was 2001. But so they hired us employees to be in the commercials and to be in the ads. And so, you know, they used like Randy back in collections, or what was it, operations. And then they used Sharon from advertising. They used all the good looking employees. Hey, y'all, could y'all come up here? Y'all pretend to be a customer and we do this ad. And it was a hell of a lot of fun. And I got to go to Vegas every fall on Halloween. After I took the kids trick or treating, I had to get on a plane and
Oh, I
go
remember
red
that
eye
trip.
to Vegas. And I worked the franchise show there. And if they had hired a model, it would have been very expensive. So I just did it for them. And it was a lot. It was very entertaining. I got to meet a lot of famous people. So you know, it was neat. But I don't want to see anyone me at home. But if I go out, I do make myself presentable. A lot of people don't anymore, and it's a shame. I hope they get back into it. You know, because maybe COVID was like, you know, I'm hoping that COVID fixed a lot of things. One of them would be single mothers being able to get employed that are around their children's, you know, so they don't have to, well, I need a boyfriend to help me with this shit, right? I mean,
Oh
seriously,
my
there needs to
goodness.
be some sort of workforce for stay-at-home moms.
The first DVD that I just looked at, I'm outside the thrift store. They have stuff outside. Is Hairspray. Remember the movie Hairspray with Johnny Depp? Oh
I
wait,
just
no,
bought
Johnny Depp
some
wasn't in it.
yesterday
John
for the
Travolta.
first time in years.
Wow.
Yeah,
I haven't been to a salon in years. I don't think I don't have hairspray. I don't
I'm
put
too.
anything in my
I'm so.
hair.
I have to cut it myself. I'm way too self-conscious to go to a salon.
Yeah, I mean, yeah,
Plus,
I try myself too, but I mean, it could use some help. It could use a little help.
I just do it myself, where I can, you know, eat my fried chicken and dye my hair at the same time. But yeah, I wonder if, you know, some vanity would come back, if maybe that would help. These, you know, why are they picking these pieces of garbage, man? I just remember in the 80s, Absolutely, at the Real Gypsy Soul. I was widowed in 1987, raised 2 kids, and never remarried. Um, what was it? I love that when they use employees for some department store has like roses here in Florida. Really? Yeah. It's neat to get. It's neat when they use people that, and then you're like, look at this. But yeah, they took really good care of me. I won't mention the franchise or name, but um, yeah, they took really good. I was only in my 20s, and they gave me a chance, and they, were very good to me. They let me really use my creativity in my job. So, and they were really good about hiring within, and like, starting here and then working your way up. They didn't hire outside like a lot of companies do. They try to, which I think is great. Yep. So what else was that I was gonna look up on my phone and tell you about here?
Okay.
Also, the dress that I was gonna get Bella didn't come in her size. So I went, looking. Some of these pageant dresses light up, like they have LED lights in them.
Really?
I thought, wow, I gotta get her one of those.
That's
But it
crazy.
said not safe for
Cooler things.
babies, so yeah, I couldn't get one. But
Probably
I
with
did
supervision for like or
they'll
something.
put it in their mouth, yeah. But I did get her a few things, and yes, she's so cute. Her son,
It'd be
can
fun
you
when
see
she posts
Bella?
all the pictures she had done.
She's cute.
Oh, let me check. Is it a video?
Yeah. Can you see it?
She's certainly happy there. Yeah, she's cute.
Sorry, I didn't mean to get that notification on top of it.
Nice
But what does this say? Sandy says, they use employees deliberately and share their name and position in the sales ads, modeling the clothes. Oh, that's cool. That's cool. Yeah, my boss at the time would even give me a clothes allowance. So if she dropped down. But if I was going to be in an ad or anything like that, because I was a single mom at the time, he gave me a clothing allowance, and that was kind of cool. So, and I got to keep the clothes. That's always a good thing. So anyway, what was the other thing I was going to bring up? I keep saying I'm going to look here and keep forgetting. Oh, they're back. I guess they're going to want me to go with them now. Yeah, it was on my community wall. You got disconnected, I think, because I'm in the thrift store. Well, have a good time in the thrift store. I'm going to go ahead and end it anyway. And I'm probably going to pick back up at the bin store and go live there. But it's hard to talk and shop too. So if I go live from the bin store, just know I'm going to be like flipping through stuff for y'all, and I won't like talk much, or I'll get Ken to help me video what I'm looking at. And if you see something you want, then say, I want that. I kept some props from 20th century movie. That's awesome. Yeah, have fun. You deserve it. Get you some shopping therapy there. Right. Yeah, so I think that was all I needed to discuss. And look on my wall one more time, make sure I didn't forget anything.
I bought you something for your desk.
Okay, just a minute, honey. I'm about to end it.
You don't want to show it to everybody?
Okay. Face bought me something. It's not funny. It's not funny. Thank you, honey.
Look.
Oh, awesome. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Okay, well, I'm going to go ahead and end it now, I think, unless, was there anything else I was going to talk about? Why do I feel like I'm forgetting something? I don't know, y'all saw that McDonough was sentenced, right? Yeah.
McDonough.
Mm-hmm.
Chris.
Not McDonough. Where's my mind? I watched him, though, this morning talking about it. Murdaugh. My husband says Murdaugh. Yeah, so that's that. All right, well, I guess I'll see y'all tomorrow or the next day. Or from the bin store. Either way, I'll see you later. And y'all have a great Saturday. This has been Gypsy.
Life is harder than I like to think, but it's easy when you're by my side. No point in calling, you just have to see the fundamentals of our life tonight. Cause I've been looking at a photograph of you, and I've been thinking about all the ways you move. This isolation got me feeling like I'm moving my love. Yeah, when I wake up, I feel empty, not beside you. My whole life been searching just to find you. This quality, it hasn't got the right to keep us apart. Killing time, we got nowhere to be. You're sending messages I can't ignore. No contemplating, coming close to me. I'm bored at home, can't leave the house no more. But I've been looking at a photograph of you, and I've been thinking about all the ways you move. This isolation got me feeling like I'm losing my love. Yeah, when I wake up, I feel empty, not beside you. My whole life been searching just to find you. This quality, it hasn't got the right to keep us apart. You, when I wake up, I feel empty, not beside you. My whole life been searching just to find you. This quality, it hasn't got the right to keep us apart.
Go, Monty, go, 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 go!
He's got green grass in front of him. He's at the 5. Touchdown!
Woo!